Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you folks for attending. And Mr. Sibby, I've been a member of the Farm Bureau since 1956. Before I ask any of you questions, I got a short statement. Over the last 4 years, American crop farmers had a year or two of record high net cash farm income, so profitability for maybe 1/4 of that period of time. Unfortunately, American farmers have also had to face years of record high inflation under an administration that was largely deaf to farmers' needs. In 23 and 24, net cash farm income dropped dramatically. In other words, row crop farmers losing money, the stagnant trade policies, lack of ambition to find new markets for commodities, and overregulation of the Biden administration caught up with farmers. Many family farmers in Iowa have faced machinery and land payments with high interest rates farmers haven't seen in decades while dealing with steep downturn in commodity prices. Now, it seems to me that this trend will continue until new markets are created for agricultural products. My first question deals with packers and stockyards. I understand this hearing is focused mostly upon crop commodities, but I'd like to take this opportunity to ask you about the poultry grower payment system and capital improvement system rule that was finalized under Secretary Vilsack. I think the rule is badly needed. This rule is meant to provide more transparency for poultry producers under the tournament system and give farmers a fair shake in contracts. So to you, Mr. Duvall, and I'll have a little different question to Mr. LaRue. Can you speak to how this rule may positively affect producers' bottom line?
Thank you, Senator, and I am a poultry producer for 37 years now, and I've experienced every good and bad event that could happen in the integrated system. We have a system that we describe, and I have heard secretaries of agriculture describe as nothing more than a modern-day sharecrop farming system. And we know how that turned out years and years ago. It was not good. We need transparency in the system. We need, our farmers need that tournament pay to be changed so that they have a base pay, not only for them, but their bankers that are depending on them to make payments and their families depending on them to make a living. And that transparency will help us understand. What people don't understand about animal agriculture, especially in integrated system, when that chicken is delivered to me on my farm, there are 3 things that go into how it really performs. One is the environment that it lives in, and that's my responsibility, and I have computers and people making sure that it's perfect all the time. Matter of fact, my wife always accused me of taking better care of my chickens than I did my children because they were warmer. Second is the quality of feed. I have absolutely no control over it. Third, and all of us deal with animal agriculture, understand how important genetics is. We have absolutely no control over genetics. So 2 of the 3 legs that determine how that chicken's going to perform is not controlled by the farmer, and he should have the transparency to understand what's behind that chicken, because we all know in animal agriculture it depends on the age of the mother, how they're taken care of, and the quality of the genetics.
Mr. LaRue, I come a little bit different on this same subject. To you, could you speak to how changing or removing pieces of this rule may negatively impact poultry producers? I'm only raising that question because there might be something coming down the road when you have a new administration.
Well, certainly, we think that the rules should continue to stay in place. I think that, to your point here, much kind of building on Zippy's question here, bringing certainty, bringing transparency is absolutely crucial. I think that there are ideas and ways to continue to improve not only contract growers' issues here in poultry, but other sections of the Packers and Stockyards Act that also have room for improving. When we look at transparency, That is true not only in poultry, but also needed sorely across the rest of livestock.
My time's up, but I'm going to submit questions for answer in writing, but just want to make one final point that I hope you can work hard for E15 year-round nationwide, because that's going to help commodity prices more than probably a lot of things we can do here. Thank you, Mr.
Happy to
Chairman.
support.
We most certainly will.